Yes, we're back in this with another lovely episode of the Nfluence podcast.
And we are.
Got my lovely wife with me. My wife, my wib, my wife, my rib, my queen, my BM.
What's up, guys?
She's here.
Long
bringing
time
that love.
no see.
Long time no see. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's true. Anyway, this is Nfluence podcast. We focus on growing our relationship with God, our relationship with self, our relationship with people, and a constant reminder, as always, you don't need 1 million followers to be an influence. Don't fall for the deception.
No.
Please don't do it.
Don't do it.
Please don't do it.
I don't know the rest of the words.
So, like we said, we're trying to give y'all these pods, get in, get out. If you've been consuming the content, hit the likes on the videos, hit the bell notifications, subscribe, and all of that. Put your people on so that they can tap in, they could get this content, and hopefully, you know, we're being a blessing to everybody, edifying and uplifting y'all with and just being vulnerable with our experiences, and you know, hopefully helping you with your relationships as well.
Yes.
And
so my drink of the pod is a Stanley with water.
Again.
And H2O is good for you.
Yes. And so we've been trying to get more engagement. We've been trying to get y'all to, you know, write in. Comment, letting us know, giving us some insight, giving us some feedback.
Yeah, some comments,
some ideas,
some dialogue going on, but
y'all ain't writing.
So we read it.
We read it. Shout out to Reddit and the Reddit community. It's amazing.
It really is. Shout out to them.
Baby, you gotta raise the volume up. There you go.
They did their big one with Reddit.
And
I'm glad they don't charge.
Reddit.
So
you've been telling me about Reddit. And
babe.
then I hopped on one day.
And you read it.
Wow. And I read it.
And you read it. And you
I totally
understood.
get why it's the name.
And you understood.
Wonderful name.
The wonderful world of Reddit. It's great. I always look at Reddit.
It's a whole new world.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was terrible. You know what? I'm sorry.
Like, it's so good, we got to make an account.
We have to make an account.
We have to make an account.
We have to make an account.
Yes.
We really do.
We do.
But
it's great. And we're going to read some of these Reddit comments.
Yeah, because people are going through it out there.
They really are. And they're very vulnerable. And low-key is juicy. And
it is. And I'm hoping that, you know, being that we do the content we do, but they have the real life situations and things that they're going through, I don't feel like typing it.
No.
But I could tell you.
Yeah.
Better than I could type it.
Exactly. It's like listening to an audiobook.
Yeah, so for real.
Plug your earphones in and tap in, because we about.
We just hope that whoever's going through something similar to this person, we hope we help y'all out. We hope we're helping this person out.
Yes, her username is GoneGirl7777. So,
let's get to it, babe. What's the story?
Okay. The title of the story is 5-year relationship and won't commit.
Goodness gracious.
That says it alone right there.
I think I could go right off the title alone. So what you...
Okay. It's, bear with us. It's a little paragraph. So,
yeah,
you know, don't fall asleep. I'm not sure what to do anymore. She's a 28 female. I have been with my boyfriend. He's 27 and a male. For 5 years now, known him for 8 years, and he's still saying he is struggling to commit any further into the relationship with marriage, kids, etc. We have a wonderful relationship. He is my best friend, and all we do all day is laugh. Y'all doing a little too much laughing. We've been living together for nearly 4 years, and we still have the best time together every day, which is nice. And there's nothing that I can pinpoint that's wrong in our relationship that he would struggle this much to commit. Every time I bring up this conversation, it's like pulling teeth, and he only gives me cryptic answers. He never freely brings up the future of our relationship. I'm trying to live in the now. Our day-to-day lives are full of love and happiness, but I'm so scared I'm spending the best years of my life with someone who will eventually say they don't want anything more. I want marriage and children, and I'm entering the last year of my 20s next week. So want to start thinking more seriously about my future? Am I with the wrong person? Should we just let it go? Or is the day-to-day happiness of our relationship more important than thinking about the future? And Reddit has a cool, what is this called? The TLDR?
I think it's too long, don't read.
Yeah, they have like their own
Something like
abbreviation. And the TLDR is boyfriend of 5 years struggling to commit despite seemingly great relationship. Your last year of your 20s. Ooh, he's taking your best years.
For real.
Like,
and then the older you
that's
get,
gut wrenching.
if you decide to stay with dude, the older you get, the worse the market gets.
The worse the market gets.
You get more people with trauma
Yes.
and people with kids.
Yes.
That's just how it goes.
And then, I mean, some people do have, like, it's easy to get pregnant in their 30s, but women are on a biological clock, and your eggs start to disappear definitely after your 20s. So your prime years are your 20s.
Yeah. So let me see this is unfortunate.
It is sad because they have a great relationship, no problems, they have fun together, but I think they might be having a little too much fun. And are they going deep? I don't know. Do you all have deep conversations?
Yeah, like, what is the point of dating? You date because you want to marry.
But some people don't date to marry. Some people date just so they're not alone.
And those people should be easy to spot.
And it should be spotted early on before you get too invested. She's been living with him for
a year, I think, right?
Was it 4 years?
Living with him?
Nearly 4 years.
4 years?
So that's a long time. So they've been together for 5 years. So she's about to be 29. So she's
known
24.
Him for 8?
Oh, known him for 8 years? Oh, they've been together for 5.
Been together for 5.
Oof.
And have lived together for 4.
She literally gave him her whole 20s. And it doesn't take that long for a man to know. Like, for real. and if you want a marriage and he is on the edge, like, when did y'all have that conversation? When did you learn that he was on the edge about it? Was it now or was it before? And you were hoping that he would change his mind?
Yeah.
Because I definitely think before you start a relationship, y'all should be on the same type of page. Like, marriages are end goal. I don't want to be with you for X amount of years with no ring, no engagement. Like, I want to have kids. I think you should have like a pencil in plan, like not written in pen, but like pencil.
And if y'all have known each other for 8 years, and so I don't know what those 3 years looked like. Was it friendship?
Right.
Was it just hanging out?
Right.
Maybe I went to school. I don't know. But
which is fine. Like the 3 years before, that's fine. Y'all have a good foundation.
Yeah, but if it's like y'all were friends, and he knows you.
And was he dating other people? Or y'all like?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as far as he knows the type of woman you are,
right?
So if y'all were friends and he's seen you around and stuff like that, it's like he knows you. Plus the 5 years that y'all were together.
Yeah.
Then y'all are living together for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, living together and him not wanting to commit is not surprising to me, because
he's getting everything.
He's getting the milk for free.
I'm sure she's washing his clothes, cooking him dinner. They're living like husband and wife, so he probably doesn't see what the point of a marriage is.
Yeah, and I think people lose the fire and the desire to chase, even in marriage, because people think that once the wedding comes, that was the end.
Yeah, I don't have to chase no more.
Yeah, you have to date.
Yeah.
Every day you have to date all the time. Just because you got married doesn't mean it's over. Yeah. You got to keep working, and in fact, you got to work twice as hard.
Yes, because the devil is on you.
Exactly, to be faithful and to honor your commitment and to be fruitful. Yeah, and be fruitful and multiply, like the Lord said. You know what I'm saying? People out here could be multiplying, but they ain't being fruitful.
Exactly,
because your fruit ain't just your children. It's what have you raised?
Right.
Who has benefited from being able to say, I know you. Right. I know your kids. And the kids' friends can say, yeah, I'm friends with your kids.
Because some marriages,
like, fruitful.
Some marriages you can tell they just together because of the kids or just so they don't want to get divorced. Yeah. And you could tell, like, they're not
and if
fruitful.
That's your marriage, it's not going to be fruitful. Yeah. Because your kids is going to smell it on you.
And you want your kids to look up to your marriage and want that for themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
So the living together, I see that as an issue. because he's lost motivation.
Yeah.
But again, y'all known each other for 8 years.
All of her 20s.
He's basically all of your 20s. A serious conversation needs to be had, especially if you are the one who wants marriage.
And he's 27.
Yeah.
So
like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and why does he not want to plant his flag? Like, yeah, y'all are best friends, but
or in his mind, he already did plant the flag. Y'all living together.
But I feel like if the woman wants more, and y'all don't even have kids together, like, what is?
Nah.
Yeah.
But see, and the thing too with men, a man is gonna have some, especially if he's making good money and stuff like that. He has something to lose in the marriage if it goes south.
But if he's known her all of her 20s, then I'm pretty sure she's seen him when he didn't have anything.
Yeah, but if we divorce, now I got to pay alimony. We have a child, I got to pay child support. If we're boyfriend and girlfriend, we break up, it's a sayonara. Never see you again.
But that should all be like, I feel like that's all conversation for when y'all first get together. Or throughout every year. Like, every year we have a conversation about, are we on the same page? Like, I don't think you should let time go by before you have a serious conversation.
There needs to be a balance of fun and serious conversations.
Like, where are we going?
Where we're going.
Especially if she wants marriage. It would be different if she didn't want marriage and she didn't want kids.
Then
and
y'all
they were just having fun.
Are,
yeah, but the fact that someone wants more and he is like
kind of dragging you.
Yeah, and not giving her a clear answer, that's a huge red flag. And I don't ever agree. Like, it's sad when someone gives someone so much of their life. They feel like they owe that person, or they don't want to start over because they're scared to meet someone new and go through that whole experience again. So they rather stick with what they know than learn something new that could be better for them. And so you get stuck in this cycle, and you're 50 years old with the same person that you're in the same cycle when I feel like she should definitely like have a huge conversation with him and like just put everything out on the table. And if she doesn't get what she's looking for, I would dip, because you're going to continue to waste more time of your life, and you're going to be 40, 50. Like, what happened?
Or y'all living together. So I'm going to just be honest. You're not going to convince me y'all not having sex. So you end up getting pregnant by a dude who does not want to commit to you.
Yep.
Is that the man that you really want around? Because he is essentially going to be around only because he's a father. And it depends on how much. You.
And it depends on how much she really does want marriage and kids.
Yeah.
Like, do you want it bad, or would you be okay if it doesn't happen?
Yeah.
That would be my question to her, too.
She wrote that you can't pinpoint anything wrong with the relationship. Well, the thing that's wrong is he's not committing because you desire marriage, and I'm sure you've brought this up, as you also said in the post, that every time I try to bring it up, he gives me cryptic messages. He's giving you one-word answers or some dry joint, not really giving you the same level of enthusiasm or excitement that you have about getting married.
Yeah,
because he probably don't want to be married, or you ain't the one.
Yeah, he's just wasting your time
and he's
waiting for the next person to come up.
Word. Now, we're not saying, we don't know what y'all home life is. He could be unemployed and you work, or like we don't know your situation, but he's getting something from you. Whether that's meals, laundry's getting done, y'all are friends, as you said. He's your best friend.
And that's important.
He's getting that something emotionally met.
Yeah.
Something physically
probably
met.
Comfort. Y'all known each other for a long time.
Exactly.
Y'all seen each other through up and down. So like, it's familiarity
there.
So it's easy.
Yeah.
But like, one thing that Dante made very clear when we first started dating, like his intentions for our future, that he was looking for a wife, and he was telling me things that he is looking in a wife, and he was essentially assessing like if I was going to be able to meet those needs that he was looking for in a wife, and either I was able to or not. And I believe that if I did not come correct and I did not show him like that I was ready to be a wife, like I believe that we would have had a serious conversation, and if we couldn't come to an agreement and we couldn't move forward, then I do believe like we definitely would have went our separate ways.
Yeah, because I told you that
married
early.
Just because we was friends.
I told you it early on. If I don't believe you the woman that I'ma marry, I'm letting you go.
Yeah.
Not about to sit here and waste time with you for what?
Yeah, for what?
Like,
because we have fun.
Yeah.
Like, having fun is so important in a relationship, in a marriage. Like having, like he is generally my best friend, but like there has to be more.
Yeah, and I think when we were dating, there was a healthy balance of both.
We had serious.
We always talked about our future. We always talked about parenting styles
family,
and
kids, and everything.
All
like
of that.
Faith, like all of that.
Yes. And
I don't feel like
evaluated where our relationship was even when we were dating. And I always had the idea that me dating you was preparation for marriage.
Yeah.
So I kind of treated it as such, so that when we got married, you're not looking at me like, oh, that's false advertisement.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm still the same dude.
Right.
Like, as far as my character, making you laugh, like the things I was when we were dating, you still feel that same way about me.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna decline. You know what I'm saying? It's either I'm elevating or I'm still the same dude that I was.
Right.
So, for her to say it's like she's pulling teeth.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That is wild.
I've given you all of my 20s.
And he's not giving you anything?
Yeah.
Like
crazy.
Nothing? Like not even lying to you?
For real. And so
like that's a huge red flag. And she says she's so scared. And she put so scared. So it's like it seems like she has a gut feeling that something is wrong.
Yeah.
And not saying it is. I hope that it is working out. I hope that, y'all figured it out and got on the same page. But I would ask her, like, when y'all first got together, like, what was it like when y'all first got together? Did y'all ever have those conversations? Like, because I remember when we first got together, we were not completely on the same page when it came to, like, faith and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I feel like that's okay when you start. I feel like you should lay your intentions down on the table. And then if you're not on the same page when you first start talking, I feel like that's okay. But it should be progressing to get there. You should be progressing, not declining or...
Exactly.
What's the opposite of progressing?
And you don't... regressing. I think
regressing. Yeah, like and it should be a progression.
Yeah, a constant incline of
getting to that point.
And I think it's okay. Some people don't want to do that because they think they'll get lied to, finessed, or whatever like that.
I can see that.
But if we're gonna keep it a stack, it's hard to be consistent. It's hard for somebody to show up every day, and every time he meets you. Every time she meets you, they put on who they are. But now, so I did a video off of some joint that I heard Stefan Speaks, and he was talking about the speed of dating, like 3 months, and he was talking about how most couples, like if they're dating and they're being intentional and they're having these deep conversations and digging deep, in 3 months, and this is like every day, that's not the same as the couple that's for 3 months, but you only see each other on the weekends, and majority of the time it's just fun and it's just vibes. Y'all don't have the same. It's not the same because y'all ain't having the deep conversations. Y'all just having a good time.
Y'all are wasting time.
Exactly. So I did a video on that, and what I was talking about was that when you're dating, the importance of time is with time. When we're dating, okay, you tell me you're X, Y, and Z. So now I'm going to put you to the test, and I'm going to see. So when we go out and you say, oh, yeah, I'm someone that's, I'm not selfish. I'm a selfless person. So when it's time, because it will come, and when there's a time that man is supposed to be selfless and he doesn't sacrifice, he's never made a sacrifice for you, that's a lie. He's not selfless.
Right.
Oh, I like to serve people. And you've never seen him donate food. You've never seen him give money to the poor. You've never seen him do nothing. Unless you've never seen him do anything that he doesn't benefit from. Financially, physically, or whatever. That's a lie. He's not someone who likes to serve. So the point of the time is for you to be able to say, you told me you're X, Y, and Z. We've been together. I've known you for 8 years. Everything you said is fraudulent. You have no track record. I have no proof of evidence that I can put forth and say, yeah, this is who he is.
Right.
These match. He said this, he does this, and they match.
Right.
So you need to be able to see him as credible through his actions based on what his words say. All right, now what is his actions?
But that requires people to intentionally date and not. Yeah. He describes himself the first time y'all meet and says, "Oh, I like to serve. I like to do this," and then you forget about it and you don't check him or anything like that. You don't remember that he said this, and you're not looking out for those things. And then 5 years later, you're like, dang, this is the most selfish person ever. And it's like, he's been showing you signs for so long. It's just you didn't intentionally date and you didn't get to know who he actually was.
Yeah.
And being with, like, finding, they say, like, marriage is the most important decision you'll make in your life. And
yes.
who you spend your time with. And if that's the situation, if you believe that, then you need to take it serious. Because this is forever. God wants us to stay together forever because he committed himself to us forever. So he wants us to stay together forever. And if you intentionally date, then you'll end up with your best friend, but someone that also takes you serious and is on the same page as you. And you remember that pod that I was watching, and I was telling you, like, it was a bachelor couple and they were together for a minute and they were traveling around the world, living the world. Instagram pictures looked like they was having a great time. And then they ended up breaking up. And she said, like, it was because he didn't want to get married to her. He didn't see a future with her.
Oh, that was the joint in the bachelor thing, right?
He didn't see a future with her and he broke it off with her, and that was what it was. And it's just so sad how often this happens. Yeah. Like, it's crazy how often this happens. And on Instagram, they look like the happiest and traveling the world and living life, and it's like behind closed doors.
It ain't what they're portraying it as.
It's not. It's
and
really
so
not.
You're saying in this message that you'll be entering the last year? Last year you're 20, so 29. Are you with the wrong person? You have to really ask yourself. And I don't know if you're a believer in Jesus Christ or anything like that. I don't know what God you believe in, if you believe in a God at all.
That's true.
But for me, what I also brought up in that Stefan Speaks video is the importance of my faith. My faith was the final pillar before I proposed to you.
Yeah.
It was me asking myself, it was me asking myself, do I really trust and believe that God is going to show up in this relationship? It was me praying time and time again throughout our relationship. Lord, if she's not my wife, get her out of here. Get me out of here.
Yeah, get us out of here.
Go ahead, let us go our separate ways.
Yeah.
We made it to the engagement. I kept praying that. God, if she's not supposed to be my wife, if you do not approve of this, split us up. We got to the altar. We gave our I do's. And here we are. Soon,
almost 2 years later.
We'll be 2 years.
Yep.
We'll blink our eyes. We'll be 2 years. And we got a third one with us. We got our baby. So it's like faith is very important.
And if you don't believe in God, then that could definitely, like, be, like, what am I trying to say? Like, that can really affect your relationships because you don't have, like, you don't have a centerpiece. You don't have a being that's holding you together. You don't have anything you can reference about how to handle a relationship.
Yep.
And you don't have anyone to pray to about it. You're just in your thoughts and talking to your friends that don't really know what's going on, but God knows the ins and outs.
God knows you and him.
And he knows if that's who he wants you to be with. Yep. So, like, I would definitely suggest, if you don't know God, like, I would definitely say a prayer and tell God, like, Lord, I don't know who you are, but I want to, and I need you to help me with some things, and just be honest with him and be vulnerable. Yep. And he will show you the way. Because he will show you the way.
And the truth is, whoever this dude is, whether he's a believer in God or not, or whatever God he does believe in, he will take on the identity of that God that he serves. And his God could be himself.
And that's an important thing.
When the Lord is not in the midst of your relationship, you will abide by what you want, and he will do the same. Yeah. Human beings are selfish and look to preserve self. Yep. We put self first most times.
We do.
And so that's not the case. I'm not saying every marriage is only, for Christians. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying when you have the Lord as a centerpiece, and what has proven true for us at the very least, is when we have had issues, when we have not agreed, when we have had our arguments, our disagreements, or whatever, when we submitted that to the Lord, reconciliation was always right around the corner. Because God always brought us back to one another and with an understanding of each other's perspective.
Yeah, and with a softer heart and an understanding heart.
Yeah. And so, do I think you're with the wrong person? I honestly believe, and like I said, back to this faith element, if you are a believer in God, do you really believe God is making you be with a dude that has no signs of desire to commit to you? After being with him for 8 years.
Because God has committed himself
when
to
God
us.
is a covenant keeper, God is faithful. That's who God is. His child must reflect those things as well. That's why in the scriptures, when the disciples asked Jesus Christ about Moses giving a law for divorce, he was telling dudes how important divorce, how important marriage was, because that thing is supposed to be until death do you part. And the disciples walked away from the conversation basically saying, yo, it's better for us not to get married. And he said, exactly. Some people can handle that. Some people can't. Do with that information what you will.
It's a very, very selfless act.
Yeah, because God is a covenant keeper. So when you come before God, get married and say, I do, before God, before your family and friends, he expects you to only be separated by death. And so I know we started talking a lot about faith, but faith is, for us, it's very important.
It is.
And so I think that a conversation with him definitely needs to be had.
Yeah.
Push through the uncomfortability, or to be honest, it don't even got to be a conversation. There just needs to be an understanding. Big dog, I've given you 8 years.
At this point, you need to put yourself first. You need to put your needs above whatever he wants at the moment.
Yeah. And this is why the living together was bad. Because now you don't even know what he may do with the information. Y'all mess around and break up.
Yeah.
And he move on. He need a physical body to get over you. And now he bringing a shorty through the crib. Some people is nasty like that.
Let's not get into all that.
I'm just saying, people is nasty like that.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen.
But I'm just saying, like, a conversation where you, and if he don't want to talk about it, then you just need to let your points be known.
And you need to stand your ground. One thing with my husband, remember when it was your birthday and I dropped you off at home?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
oh, man, one of the sexiest moments I ever saw.
Men like when a woman puts her foot down.
I'm not trying, because
this is what it is and this is what I want. And are you going to give it to me? No? All right, bye.
My partner should not be a doormat for me.
Yeah.
I should not step all over you and get the gook off my shoe by rubbing it on the doormat. No. Yeah. So when you did that, I was like, oh, she's not a pushover. She's not. So it showed me, oh, she's soft, but I can't not step over her. That's not going to happen. Because she going to stand on business. So I was like, the next day I called, I said, yo, listen, man, I like what you did. I like what you did.
I was like, really? Like, I thought you were going to be upset.
I like what you did. Because I knew I was on bull job when I got home. Talked to my mom and all of that, started praying. And it was like, yeah, bro, you was wilding.
Yeah.
But.
And some people are grimy some men will waste your time. Some women will waste your time. And it's grimy and it's grimy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he's grimy. I don't know y'all personally, but you really need to have a conversation with him.
And letting him know, listen, I told you, unless you've never told him you wanted to be married, because then that's on you.
Yeah.
But if you've told him these things time and time again, and he's just shoulder shrugging you, it's time to really tell him, listen, I've given you all of my 20s, or I've known you for I've known you all of my 20s, and I've given you at least half of my 20s.
Tell him when this lease is over, we're over.
Unless you put a ring on it.
Unless you put a ring on it and get your act together.
See, sometimes the ultimatum is good.
Sometimes
because
it is. But not with another person. That's where the show messes up.
That's where the show messes up.
You need an ultimatum, but not bringing another person.
Yeah, because he needs to understand, oh, she's not playing.
Yeah.
And that will force him to really sit and think, like, is she not the best thing that happens to me? Like, why am I not committing to this? But it's like, you really need to express to him your desire. You want to be married. You want a family. You do love him. But, yo, you playing with me.
Yeah.
What you need to ask him, what is it that you have not seen in me that is the reason why I don't have a ring on my finger?
And don't let him give you no cryptic answers, no.
Or if he keeps giving you that, I'm out.
Yeah.
And you don't even got to tell him when you out. Y'all ain't married. He ain't. Is he claiming her on the taxes?
I hope not.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, if you're not putting your time, if you don't put yourself first, why would anyone else? Like, for real. Like, if you don't think you're her and you deserve to be married, you deserve to be a wife, you deserve to have kids, then why would he think, like, why would he see that? Even though you did see the wife in me, but like, I feel like if you don't, I don't know, what am I trying to say?
I don't know that.
Look how a man being supportive of me talking in circles.
I talked into a whole loop-de-loop.
But just put yourself first. That's what I have to say. Because if you don't, then no one else will.
Needs to be had for real.
Yeah, put your foot down, sis.
8 years with somebody, 5 y'all been together, lived together for 4. Yeah. What is going on? What haven't you seen that's making you say, nah, she's not my wife?
Because it don't take that long.
What has he seen that's making him say she's not my wife? And then once you get that information, if he's saying you doing stuff that makes him have those reservations, and they're actually, well, see, this is where like you need wise counsel as well. Talk to your people that are in successful marriages and things of that nature. Talk to them. And whatever points he gives you, you give them to them. Because they'll give you game even better than us. Because we can't reach you. We don't know you. They know you. Yeah. You said y'all families like y'all. So they will be able to touch you. They'll be able to reach you. We just giving you off of the surface and off of a quick Reddit.
Right.
Off a quick read. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
And you don't want to hold resentment towards him if you continue to be with him and you continue to like not put yourself first and that you want to be a wife and stuff. You're going to end up resenting him, and then it's just not going to be good.
Yeah. And that's when arguments and all of this nasty energy is going to come because you know he's been wasting your time.
Yeah.
And if you really want to be a wife, see, do you want to be a wife or do you want to be his wife? Which one is it?
That's facts.
Because you wanting to be his wife could be the reason why 8 years turn into 10, turn into 12. When there's a dude that you've been walking past every day that would have made you his wife a long time ago. And you probably see that man. You know who I'm talking about. So you got to just be real. Do I think you with the wrong one? I do. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. I think I would say there's some red flags and some serious conversation to be had.
Yeah. Because it's not making sense.
It's not adding up.
Well, I don't have context, so I won't say he's not it. But what I will say is the math ain't mathing.
And from the Reddit post, no.
Yeah. And based on what we do have,
and what we've experienced, and it didn't take us 8 years to get married.
Yeah.
So we know.
I'm never going to look at somebody and say, yeah, it's going to take you 8 years to decide if this woman is your wife. Because it don't take that long. Our grandparents wasn't taking 8 years to decide, do I want to marry your grandmother? They wasn't doing that. So it's like, come on. I don't think it takes that long.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of decisions that we make in our life, and it don't take us that long.
It's facts.
It didn't take you years to decide what college you were going to go to. And now, look, you got college student loan debt. It's over your head all your life. But you made that quick decision to get in that institution. You invested in stocks.
Sorry, y'all. My man is traumatized by his college experience.
Tim Ross said, you will never have all the information to decide if this person is the one. All you have is what has been revealed to you. And if what has been that's where the faith come in, because you need God who knows both of y'all as individuals to fill in the rest. Or as you submit that before him, God, this is what I see. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. I'm going to have this conversation with this man. If it ain't your will, if you got something better for me, let it be destroyed. Because why wouldn't you want what God has for you?
Exactly.
So That's all I gotta say.
He wants the best for you out of anybody in this whole world.
And we do too.
And we do too.
That's why we gave you 35 minutes.
Yes, we helped you, Gone Girl 777.
And anyone else who's got a similar situation.
Yes, and
even if you a dude who's ready to be married and shorty don't even want to.
Yeah, and if you came to Reddit to post about your problem, then it's a problem. That's all I have to say.
Something ain't. Yeah, you know something is up. That's why you needed the help.
So
come on now.
Read the room. Read the room. Get out while you can.
For real.
You see the little fire over there. You see the
but
little fire.
Smoke, there's fire. That's what they say.
So don't let it consume the room.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say. We're going to get out of here. We thought this was going to be a quick pod, and it turned into
we thought both. I mean, we went about a little bit over on both.
Yeah.
But not bad.
But it was fun, though.
Yeah. So we hope we helped you. Let us know if you liked the video. Yeah. You want to take us out, babe? You want to do all of the closing stuff?
No. What was the
Oh, and so as usual, we're gonna try to keep this thing going.
Yeah, we like
going on Reddit and stuff, so we like it. So remember, you can't spell Reddit without the T. You just can't, and that's where all the T is at.
That's where the T is
at.
And
we hoping that we helping all of y'all.
Yes.
We ain't typing it, but we podding it,
and we reading it. Shout out to Reddit. If Reddit company is watching, hey, we got some good advice.
Yeah. So y'all stay up, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, put your people on. This is for you and yours as always. Y'all stay up, peace and love, and may the Lord be with you.
Bye guys, have a good week.